Hi, my name is Tanya and I love to travel. During these uncertain times of COVID-19, exploring safely has been tricky. I've found road trips to be the safest way to explore while still being safe. Over the holidays, I was lucky enough to have a friend, Namiko, who was, like me, unable to travel to her family and was up for an epic road trip. Join us as we cruise from my home in New York City down the eastern coast and back up through the Appalachian Mountains. In this week's video, we enjoy the perfect beach for sunrises and biking and take in all the natural wonder that is Hilton Head, South Carolina. And welcome to Hilton Head, South Carolina. We got in late last night, so I was pretty tired, but I still got up early to catch the sunrise, and I was even able to make a cup of coffee before I did, which is my favorite thing. So it's still pretty cold here. It's about like 36, 37 degrees, so just above freezing, which actually isn't that cold. But the thing that I couldn't resist is that the sand here right at the waterfront is really flat. And usually when I try to do yoga on the beach, I have trouble because the sand isn't that flat, but this was perfect yoga sand. So even though I'm wearing my puffy coat and stuff, I still did a little bit of yoga, and it was great because I've been in the car so long, my body is a little stiff. So our first stop today is Harbour Town, which is this gated area of Hilton Head, and it's right next to the harbor, and we're here early to avoid the crowds, which is great. The ocean smells good. There's people paddleboarding. We're gonna check out the lighthouse and get a giant cup of coffee. So our first unexpected surprise of the day is that there's dolphins in this harbor. It's really amazing. There's all these little islands nearby you can go to. This one's like Defuski, and that one's like Bull Island, and then there's one over there like Pinckney that has like wildlife. Ah, it sounds awesome. Warming up with a little coffee and some southern breakfast. Yay! I got my cappuccino with a chai tea flavor shot, so it's like tea and coffee. You want to try it? So Namiko got the southern breakfast. Ooh, with grits, of course, with cheese. And I got the pit smoked brisket hash, which I think is pretty southern too. Brisket is my favorite barbecue meat, so very excited for that. It's good. It's the thickest brisket I've ever had. I'm gonna try your grits.
Yeah. Get the juice, get the juice.
Now grits and cheese. That's good. Very creamy. So I'm very happy we came when we did because it's starting to get crowded. Our next stop is some ruins you can walk around, so I'm hoping that won't be too crowded. So our next stop here in Harbour Town is the Stoney Baynard ruins, which is the ruins of a plantation that was raised by the Union Army during the Civil War. It's really beautiful because there's all these trees and stuff. So these are the ruins of the plantation house, and it's pretty small for a plantation house. First we looked at the slave quarters, which is also really tiny, but you know, they probably have less nice accommodations. I told you, but my friend Namiko, she broke a bone in her foot. And I feel really bad. I'm making her do all this hiking in the more primitive part of the trail, but it's so beautiful. So this Harbour Town area is just so cute that we decided to keep driving around and checking it all out. So we came to like the southwestern tip to South Beach. And we're exploring. They have all these little shops and stuff. It's super cute. Exploring, Namiko and I are just relaxing on the beach now. The sun is really strong, so even though the air is cool, we're feeling nice and warm. And I'm going to try going into the ocean and swimming because I think this is going to be the warmest ocean experience I've had all year. Cold when you go in, pretty cold, but you get used to it, and then when you can't stand it anymore and you come out, the warm sun is actually very quick to warm you up, and I have this towel on and I feel really cozy now actually. Oh, it smells good. So it was worth it. I was the only one swimming though, and everybody was looking at me, and Namiko thinks I'm crazy. So after a cold dip in the ocean, I had a really nice warm shower. They have a great shower at this Airbnb. And I made a cup of warm tea. So for the remaining daylight hours, we've come to an island just north of Hilton Head called Pinckney Island, and the entire island is a wildlife refuge, and it's marshy and green and beautiful, and we have some chances of seeing some really cool animals. So let's check it out. this place closes at dusk and there's a gate before where we came in, so we need to get back. But this view is absolutely amazing. It's hard not to stop. So we had a pretty good day, and according to my fitness tracker, I walked 6 miles today, so I definitely deserve a nice dinner. We ended up getting some seafood boils. Namiko got a shrimp boil, and I got a crab leg boil because I've been seeing crabs all over the island. We went to a place called the Carolina Crab Company, so it sounds promising. I'm hoping it's good. So we have the butter, and the lemon, and the corn. Oh, and there are potatoes. They're just hiding underneath everything. And sausage. Well, sausage is good. These legs are huge. Okay, let me see what this tastes like. It is good. The butter's good too. That's good. I love crab. I haven't had it at all this year, so it's about time. Woo! Oops. I'm sure the table's clean. I'm having one last Hilton Head sunrise and coffee before we leave, and I convinced Namiko to get up early and come out to the beach. What a beautiful morning. Our Airbnb comes with bikes, and I was hesitant to ride the bike on the beach because when I was in South Padre Island biking the beach, it was so hard, but the sand here is so firm and flat that it's actually pretty easy if you stay within the wet but not so wet area. I think my favorite sunrises are the ones where there's a strip of clear sky so you can see the sunrise, and then a strip of clouds so that it blocks the sun from shining too hard in your face. So this is it. This is the perfect sunrise and a great day to bike on the beach. Well, that's it for my trip to Hilton Head. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I have more road trip content to come, so if you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when new videos are available. Until next time, bye!